The build tools for the Lord of Trolls!
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is eSportsMonies, ESM, Mac10, whatever you want to call me, and today we're going to be going over my guide to jungling Troll Warlord. First thing we're going to do is we're going to go down to this hard camp. We're going to cut down the white tree. I've started to realize that it's better to just have this tree cut down in the early game if you're choke point jungling, because you're going to have tangos on you anyway. So I go ahead and cut down that tree. I'm going to wait for the bounty rune to spawn and grab that, and then I'm going to do my usual use a tango on the medium camp choke, so that I have the tango buff on, then immediately run in an Iron Talon, the biggest creep I can find. As far as skill build goes, I prefer to get Q at level 1, however you can get your passive at level 1 and then use your Iron Talon to cut down the trees at the lower camps, and then sort of cliff jungle them if you want to. But I think it's better to do what I'm doing here because it's a little bit easier to stack, it's a little more guaranteed. But again, it's totally up to you. You can do it either way that you like. So, as far as the ultimate skill build you're going for is concerned, we're going to be jungling for a long time here. You're jungling till around 10:30, maybe 11, and then we're going straight to Roche. And the reason that we jungle for that long is because you're banking on bashing Roche enough that he doesn't kill you. So you need to be sure that he's gonna keep getting bashed. So I've actually attempted and actually killed Roche at level 8 before, but it felt kind of sketchy. At level 7 I got pretty close, but again I died and it felt sketchy overall. At level 9 I feel confident that as long as you use your abilities, you win. And again, by abilities I just mean your ult and your Mask of Madness. Yeah, that's right, we're getting a Mask of Madness on Troll Warlord. Gives you -5 armor, but who cares? You've got armor, you're an agility hero. So as far as item build is concerned, we start out with these standard Iron Talon and Tangos, as you can see. Then we get our Stout Shield, and we're going to finish up a Poor Man Shield at some point, but we're not going to finish it up immediately. And the reason being is, we want that 300 gold to get us the Morbid Mask more quickly, because the Morbid Mask is, you know, it just lets you jungle forever, and it also means we're going to be closer to our Mask of Madness, which not only lets us jungle forever, it lets us jungle very, very quickly. Now, a little bit of backstory on this guide. I did probably almost 10 runs without recording, and then when I started recording I had to do another 10 runs. And it wasn't because that it was particularly difficult or I had to get lucky spawns or anything like that. What happened was I was so tired that I actually skilled the wrong abilities a couple of times or built my items in the wrong order. You really want to get that Mask of Madness before you get your... You really want to finish your Mask of Madness before you get your Poor Man Shield complete. The Stout Shield is really, really, really good value. The Poor Man Shield is okay value, but you really just want that damage block so you're a little bit tankier and continue to hit things. That extra 6 agility and that slight bonus to damage block is nice, especially because, I mean, I love damage block. It's a really, 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 really strong ability on melee heroes, or strong, I guess you'd call it an ability, because it's granted by an item and it's technically a passive ability, but I really like damage block, and I can get more damage block for relatively cheap in the same slot, so I'm going to finish it. It helps with Roche, and it helps you fight, because again, if you're using Mask of Madness, then you've got -5 armor as it is, so the something like close to a single point of armor from the 6 agility is nice, and the damage block is just wonderful. So you will want to get the Poor Man Shield. After we have our Mask of Madness, Poor Man Shield, Iron Talon, the next item we're going to build is a Ring of Aquila. Also, don't mind this. This was totally planned. I knew I was going to get down to 1 health there, and calculated. Don't think about it, Morty. So I build the Ring of Aquila after I get my initial 3 items, which is Mask of Madness, Poor Man Shield, and Iron Talon. And the reason that you can get Ring of Aquila is it's pretty good on agility heroes because it gives you a little more agility than your stats, but it gives you general stats and tankiness, plus you get armor from it, which is good because we're going Mask of Madness, so we have -5 armor. And most importantly, it is like the cheapest source of the amount of mana regen it gives compared to pretty much anything in the game. So why do we need mana regen on Troll if we're not going to have our W? Well, even though Mask of Madness only costs 25 mana, if you're stacking it with your ultimate, that's another 75. Mask of Madness, I think, is a 20-second cooldown, something like that. I believe it's 20 seconds. And then I know your ulti, for a fact, is 30 seconds. So that means every 30 seconds you have the ability to blow out 100 mana, not even skilling your W yet. So you're kind of mana starved. If you have full mana at level 9 and you go to fight Roche, you're probably going to be fine on mana, to use all of your abilities as much as you want, but it does get kind of close. And for that it gets kind of close reason, I get the Ring of Valkyrie. But it's a very, 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 very good value for a single item slot in the early to mid game because of all of the things it grants you. So I get it. I think it's a very good item, and I keep it to a pretty decent extent into the game. Also helps you push because again you can turn on the ring, and then it gives you the Ring of Basilius armor and mana regen buff to your creeps. Not that your creeps really care about mana regen, but the armor buff is nice. It helps you push. It's almost like you have a little bit of. It's almost like you have a miniature Vlad's because you have lifesteal from the Mask of Madness and you have the armor buff. Once you have the Mask of Madness, you can cut through creeps pretty easily. I haven't actually, in all of my runs, I never got a the new ancient, the one with the minus armor and the root effect. So that might do a significant amount of damage to you, but you should still be fine because its root effect only lasts for 2 seconds. So it's only 2 seconds when you're not attacking, and if you start at full health, you're probably almost certainly going to be fine. So as you can see, I haven't really had to go to the northwestern jungle on the Radiant side. I've just been down in my little side on the southern side, or my little southern corner. So again, you're kind of limited by the amount of damage you do, but take this run with a grain of salt because this run it's not bad, but I would say that this run is slightly below average. Just because typically you're doing enough damage that you don't get low enough that you need to go back and use an in-base shrine like I did like a minute ago. But even doing that, it only adds around, I want to say 20 seconds to the total amount of time that I'm spending in the jungle. Like, I went back, did it, and thought to myself, well, I'm recording, let me see how this run turns out. And it didn't really add a significant amount of time to how long it took me to get to level 9, get my items in order, and go start fighting Roche. So it worked out pretty well. So I'm going to go ahead, clean up this camp, get the bounty rune, hit my level 9, and now I've got max Q, max passive, a point in my ulti, Mask of Madness, and use the shrine to get full mana. Again, as long as I have over half mana, if I have the Ring of Aquila, I'm not as worried about it. Put more value onto your Mask of Madness than your ulti, though, because the Mask of Madness gives you double the attack speed bonus that your ulti does. The Mask of Madness is your primary damage dealer here. Your ulti's a nice bonus. Also, remember, you have to use your ulti first if you're trying to stack them, because Mask of Madness silences you. So thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this guide. I put a lot of work into it and thought it was really, I thought it was pretty good. My name's eSportsMonies, ESM, Mac10, whatever you want to call me. If you like this video, please subscribe. I really hope you guys enjoy this guide and have fun trying it out, and have a wonderful day. Peace out, guys.